Whenever you advise a ruler in the way of Tao, counsel him not to use force to conquer the universe, for this would only cause resistance. Thorn bushes spring up wherever the army has passed. Lean years follow in the wake of a great war. Just do what needs to be done, never taking advantage of power. Achieve results, but never glory in them. Achieve results, but never boast. Achieve results, but never be proud. Achieve results because this is the natural way. Achieve results, but not through violence. Force is followed by loss of strength. This is not the way of Tao. That which goes against the Tao comes to an early end. I had to think about this chapter for quite a while as I studied to make this video. I had to think quite a bit about what to write, and here's why. When we get on chapters like these, I have to really think through them, because I don't want to just spit out a 5-minute rant on how war is a problem. We all know that war is a problem. Nor do I want to just sit here and criticize or call out leaders of nations for sending their countries to war, because I don't think that would do much good for any of us. Whenever I make one of these videos, my primary concern is to try to craft together something that somebody can take and apply in their life and make it better in some way. I understand that a lot of people will choose not to do this, and that's fine. But for the small percentage of people who are actively trying to change their lives for the better, I want my videos to be able to contribute to their efforts in some meaningful way. Complaining about political warmongering would not achieve this goal, because most of us are not politicians. We don't have the ability to mobilize tens of thousands of people to fight each other. But we do have the ability to influence these events through how we live our lives. In the current political climate of the day, there is such a thing as political expedience. This means that because in many countries the people are allowed to choose their leaders, politicians have a certain amount of accountability to those they govern. Unlike in some times and places where governance is or was absolute, we live in a time where public opinion does matter quite a lot in the political climate of a lot of countries. I know lots of people are jumping up and down in their seats to argue about the degree to which this is true, but the point is that at the end of the day, there are some invisible lines that politicians cannot cross, at least not publicly, because they know that there will be consequences for their doing so. Now, most democracies do have mechanisms in place for removing bad leaders, but far more than that, political leaders are held at least somewhat in check by the need to preserve their reputations with the populace in order to stay in power. While it is pretty uncommon for political leaders in many countries to be forcibly ejected from power, they always have some kind of limit on how long they can hold power before they must be re-elected. And one of the most common tools that people hold for removing leaders that they disapprove of is simply the power to not re-elect them. I promise this is all going somewhere. What I'm trying to say by all of this is that, at least to some degree, political leaders have an incentive to act somewhat in line with the popular mood. And because of this, the popular mood that is exported by a nation's people does have a direct influence on how national policies play out. Policies of war or peace are especially subject to this rule. In democratic countries, it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, for leaders to carry out or declare a war that is unpopular at home. What all this means is that to a large extent, the policies of a nation, especially in times of war, reflect the attitudes of the people. Therefore, one of our greatest tools in maintaining worldwide peace is our ability to become peaceful people ourselves. If we are petty, resentful, and vengeful with our friends, family members, and acquaintances, we can expect our nation to become likewise petty, resentful, and vengeful in its foreign policy. A nation is nothing more than a collection of individuals. We cannot be contentious with each other and expect our nation not to be contentious with other nations. As so many other things are, the condition of our nation is influenced by the condition of its most basic parts, the individual. If we want a peaceful world, we must become peaceable people at home, abroad, and in our schools, jobs, and environments. It is only at this most basic level that world peace can ever be realized. So when Lao Tzu says to advise our rulers not to use force, this applies to us too. But since most of us will never whisper to our presidents across a boardroom table, we advise them by showing them what we support. And as is always the case, our actions will speak volumes louder than our words. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time for Chapter 31. Peace and blessings.